Hello, and welcome. My name is Dr. Calliope. I'm going to be performing your examination today. How are you doing? It's good to hear. Would you mind just confirming your name and date of birth for me? Okay, great. Let's see what we've got on tap for you today. All right. So it looks like we are doing a hand examination today. Is that correct? Okay. Is there any particular reason that you wanted this examination today? Alrighty, so I'm just going to ask you a few preliminary questions and then we will get on to the examination. Are you in any current pain or have any current illness? Okay. Any changes to your medical history since we last saw you? Good. And what about your family history? It's good to hear. And any changes to your allergies? Okay. And any changes to the medication list we have on file? Okay, wonderful. So for our hand examination today, this is going to be an examination of course, your hands, but also your wrists, and a little bit of your arms as well, primarily the ulnar border of your arms. So we're just going to be inspecting, of course, taking a look at the hands, the wrists, and the arms. We will also be palpating these areas, and I'm going to have you do some different exercises for me at the end, okay? Okay. So I'm going to grab a pillow real quick so I can have you place your hands on that, all right? I'll be just a moment. There we go. All right. Nice and cushy here. So I'm going to have you lay your hands on this pillow, okay? So for this examination, I will of course need to be touching you. Is that okay with you? Do I have your consent for that? Okay, thank you so much. If at any point in the examination you feel uncomfortable or you feel any pain, just let me know, okay? Okay, so I'll have you lay your hands on the pillow here. Good. So firstly, I'm just going to be taking a look at the top of your hands. Just going to inspect here. Primarily looking for scars or swelling, skin abnormalities, color changes and whatnot. Okay. Can I have you flip your hands over so that your palms are to the ceiling? Okay, wonderful. And again, I'm just going to look for any abnormalities. Okay, so now I'm going to have you lift your arms for me so that I can see your elbows and along your ulna. Okay. All right. Looking here for signs of plaques or signs of nodules. Okay, you can go ahead and place your hands back on the pillow here. So now I'm going to be just feeling the temperature in your hands and along your arms with the backs of my hands. So I'm just going to be gently feeling around, just feeling any temperature differences in your hands, okay? Alright, so I'm just going to place my hands here. Okay, here. Here. Okay, very good. So now I'm going to be feeling the radial and ulnar pulses in each of your hands. So we of course have the radial, which most people are familiar with, right underneath the thumb, but I'm also going to be feeling the ulnar pulse right here, the base of your hand, right there. Okay, so I'm just going to have you keep your hands flipped, palms to the ceiling, and I'm going to feel the radial here and the ulnar pulse and the ulnar pulse and the radial pulse. Okay, that's wonderful. So now I'm going to be palpating your hands. I'm just going to be feeling around primarily at the muscle bulk in your hands and just looking for any thickening in the skin of your palms. Okay, so keep your hands palms to the ceiling, and I'm just going to palpate your hands here. Okay, and the other. Okay, very good. So I'm going to be testing the sensation in your hands now. So I'm just going to have you close your eyes for me, so then of course you can't see if I'm touching you or not. And when you feel sensation on your hands, I just want you to say yes for me, okay? Okay, keep your hands out. Alright, so I'm going to be feeling good. Good. Median nerve is good. Okay, and how about here? Good. Ulnar's intact. So I'm going to have you flip your hands over for me. Good. Good. Okay, radial nerves all good. So now I'm going to be pressing and palpating on your joints. Please let me know if there's any tenderness at all, okay? So I'm going to be squeezing your hands a bit and feeling each joint in your fingers and your thumb, okay? Alright, so I'm just going to be feeling the metacarpal phalangeal joints here. Okay. Good, and now I'm going to be feeling your joints individually. So I'm just going to be palpating along your knuckles here. Metacarpal phalangeal joints. Good, and the other hand. Metacarpophalangeal. Good. Okay, now I'm going to be feeling the first joint of your fingers. This will be your proximal interphalangeal joints. I know the big words don't necessarily mean too much to you, but it keeps me on track. Okay, good. Now I'm going to be feeling the other hand. Proximal interphalangeal joints. No tenderness so far? Okay. So now I'm going to be feeling the second joint in your fingers, or the distal interphalangeal joints. So far, everything seems to be looking very good. Okay, so now I'm going to be feeling the carpometacarpal joints around in your thumbs. Okay, carpometacarpal joints. Alright, so now I'm going to be palpating your wrists and the anatomical snuff box. What a term for something, right? Alright, so I'm just going to be just feeling around your wrists. Good. Okay, and the anatomical snuff box. Okay, that all seems good. So now I'm going to have you lift your arms for me, and I'm just going to palpate around the ulna border of your arm, okay? I'm just going to hold your wrist here, and I'm just going to feel around your ulna. Good. Over here, so holding your wrist and feeling the ulna. Good. Alright, very good. So now I'm going to be asking you to do a series of different exercises or positions so I can kind of judge your range of movement, okay? So firstly, I'm going to have you turn your hands over so that your palms are to the ceiling, and I want you to make a fist for me, both hands. Good, and go ahead and relax your hands. Good. So now I want you to put your hands together like this, and I want you to lift your elbows for me, okay? Put your hands together, lift your elbows. Good. Now can you do that with the backs of your hands together? Okay, very good. So I want you to put your hands down, and I'm just going to take your hands in mine and just flex your wrist back and forth, okay? Alright, so I'm going to take your arm and just flex the wrist back and forth. It's primarily feeling for any crepitus here. Okay, the other hand, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Okay, very good. So I want you to lift your hands above the pillow here and splay out your fingers, okay? I'm going to try to push them down. I want you to resist me, okay? Just go ahead and resist me pushing them down. Good. Now I'm going to try to push your fingers together like that, and I want you to resist me, okay? Okay, very good. Go ahead and just flip my sheet here. So far you're doing wonderfully. So now I want you to turn your hands over with your palms to the ceiling, and I want you to stick your thumbs straight up so those are also turned towards the ceiling. Okay? I'm going to try to push your thumbs down, and I want you to resist me. Good. Good. Okay. So I'm going to have you squeeze onto my fingers as hard as you can, okay? Alright, good. And now if you can pinch the tips of my fingers between your first finger and thumb for me. Very good. So now I'm going to place my pen here on the pillow, and I just want you to pick it up with one hand. Good, and put it down. Great. And now can you pick it up with the other hand? And then put it down for me. Very good. Okay, so now I'm going to do a little test that involves me tapping on the middle of your wrist. Please let me know if there's any pain or tenderness. So just relax your hands, and I'm just going to tap, 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 Good. Tap, 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 tap. Very good. So now we're going to do one last test. I'm going to have you put your hands in this position again, okay? With your back of your hands towards each other. And I'm going to have you hold that position for about 60 seconds, okay? Okay, so I'm going to have you hold that, and I'm going to take some notes, okay? That was the last test for us. Still doing okay? Almost done. Okay, you can go ahead and relax your arms, okay? Alrighty, so I'm going to put the pillow down. That concludes our hand, wrist, and mini arm examination for today. Do you have any questions for me? Any concerns? Okay, that's wonderful to hear. So, thank you so much for coming into my office today and visiting me for this examination. I hope that you have a whale of a day and a good rest of your night.